morning, students. Today we will do chapter 7, Geometry, and our topics are geometrical concepts and angle. Let us start with geometrical concepts. Points and lines are the building blocks of geometry. These two concepts form the basis of all the geometrical concepts and theories. Let us start with point. A point is a fixed location. It cannot be moved. A point may be represented by drawing a dot on the paper. When you draw a point, you will draw a dot with the help of a pencil or a pen on a paper, and you name it with the English alphabet in a capital. And a point, you can say a dot also, it has no width and no breadth. Now let us understand what is a line. A line is a collection of points extended endlessly in both the directions along a straight path. A line, you can say that a straight line has no endpoints. So it can be extended without limit in both the directions because it has no endpoints, and it has no fixed length because we can extend a line in both the directions. And the symbol of line is line with both side arrows. And here the example is given, line xy. You can draw a line and name the 2 points xy and put arrows on both the sides. Now next is line segment. A line segment is a part of a line. A line segment has two endpoints. It means a line segment cannot be extended in both directions, and a line segment has fixed length because we cannot extend in both the directions. And the symbol of line is line and both side dots. An example given here is AB, and I have put both side dots, and the line segment is AB and the symbol is written on it with both side dots. Now the next is ray. A ray is a part of line. A ray has one endpoint, so it can be extended from one side, one point. And ray has no fixed length because we can extend a ray from one point. Symbol of ray is one side dot and one side arrow, as it is shown in the diagram. A line contains an unlimited number of rays. When we draw one line, we can find a number of rays from it. As it is shown in the diagram, a line is given A to B. Both side arrows are given for the line, and we can write a number of rays from it. First is CA, starting from C to A. Then one side dot, one side arrow. Next is DB, one side dot, one side arrow. Next is EB, one side dot and one side arrow, and so on. Let us understand the relationship between points and lines. With one point, if one point is given to you, we can draw a number of lines, means infinite lines we can draw from one given point. Here in the example, one given point is x, and from x you can see I have drawn a lot of lines. So lines that pass through the same points. Here you can see many lines. Many lines are passing through the same point, that is x, and these all lines are known as concurrent lines. Let us understand plane. A plane is a flat surface, just like a flat surface of a table, that goes on endlessly or extends indefinitely in all directions. Now, let us understand what are collinear points and non-collinear points. Collinear points. If three or more points lie in a straight line, the points are said to be collinear points. You can see in the diagram, the 3 points are given to you. They are x, y and z, and these all 3 points are lying in the same straight line. So they are said to be collinear points. Non-collinear points. 3 points not lying on the straight line are called the non-collinear points. Here the 3 points given are A, B and C. And you can see that these 3 points A, B and C, they are not lying in a straight line. So these 3 points are called non-collinear points. Now let us understand angle. Two rays with a common end point. When two rays are given to you and you combine them and there is one common end point in between them, then an angle is formed. Here in the figure, two rays are given. They are OA and OB, and O is the common end point. The figure we get is angle AOB. Common end point, which is O here in the figure, it is also called the vertex of the angle. And the two rays which are OA and OB are the arms, or you can say that sides of the angle. And the symbol of angle is L, as it is shown here in the figure. Now let us understand how we name an angle. We can name an angle by using any three letters of the English alphabet, and we write the English alphabets in capital. For example, in the given figure, the angle is shown by the name angle ABC, and we will take all the English alphabets in a continuous manner. The middle letter is always the vertex of the angle. Here the middle letter is B. So here in the given angle, vertex is B. We can also name an angle by vertex only. So here we can say that angle ABC, we can also name it as angle B. Angles can also be named by assigning a numeral to the angle. As it is shown, we can write 1 instead of naming the English alphabets. We can give it a name as 1. So we can write here angle 1. Interior and exterior of an angle. What do you mean by interior? Interior means inside and exterior means outside. An angle has two parts, interior and exterior. The points lying inside the angle. The points which are written inside the angle form the interior of the angles, and the points lying outside the angle form the exterior of the angle. In the given angle, that is angle XYZ, as it is shown to you, interior points which are lying inside the angle, they are A and B. You can see A point and B point, they are written inside the angle, and the exterior points are R, S and T, and you can see in the given angle point R, point S and point T, they are written outside the angle. Hope the topic is very well clear to you. Thank you.